Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today I'm going to make a little window card, and it's a card that I usually make with acetate window sheet in it. But I couldn't find where I'd put my acetate sheet, so I went ahead and made a window card without the sheet, and I think it works quite well. I'm going to be using the honeybee set. But these sort of cards you can make with any stamp sets. It doesn't have to be, like a certain shape of stamp or anything. So I'm starting off with a piece of crushed curry, and this is just a normal size piece of card. And if you check my blog, my craftsbythebow.blogspot.com, all the measurements will be on there for you. So first what I did was I just scored it down the middle. So I scored it up 4 1/4. I'm just going to move that down so that I know you can see the trimmer. Okay, and let me just check that again. So 4 1/4. Get the blade out the way, and I'm just going to score it. And now I'm going to move it along until it gets to 5 3/4, and then I'm actually going to cut. And then this little piece that's left, I'm going to cut a piece off here that's 1 1/2 inches. I'm just going to line that up. There. And this will become the bottom of our little card. This little piece that's 1 1/4 inches, you don't need. You can keep it just in your scraps for if you want to make like a little label or back something, but we don't need it today. Okay, so we've now got a piece of card that's got its score line, and then just that little flap over, and then this one little piece as well. And this is going to go on the bottom of our card like that. And as I say, usually I have a piece of acetate on the back so that you can open the whole piece up, and it's got the little window. But today's is going to be slightly different. Okay. Now I've got some of that golden honey free DSP that you get if you spend $60 on an order in Canada, and it's a whole pack of really pretty bee themed papers. Let me just pick it up and show you. So it's got all sorts. It's got sort of more masculine looking pieces that you can colour. This piece with the little bees on the back, this is really nice if you want to sponge over it to make it coloured or use a brayer. And then there are pieces that have more gold foil on, and the little die cuts that go with this, they cut these bees out. So you can take out, I think this one cuts on here, yeah. So it will cut that whole bee out. You don't even have to stamp or anything. But it really is a nice set of paper. And it's only a level 1 piece. That means if you spend $60, then you get this. There are some level 2 items where if you spend $120, you get free items as well. But this is a level 1. Okay, so I've got 2 of the little pieces of paper, and I'm just going to attach those top and bottom like this, so that it's got a nice little border around it. Let me find my glue. Just put a little bit of glue on here. We don't need much. I just like to make sure the edges are done, and then scribble in the middle. Okay. And again, the sizes for the paper is going to be on my blog, but you don't need very much at all. It's only quite a thin little sliver. Oh, got a little bit of glue on there. When it's dry, I'll get my little eraser and rub that glue off. Okay, now for the bottom piece, what you're going to do is just hold it against the bottom like that. And, well, we can put the paper on first. Let's put the paper on and then I'll show you. Okay, so just the same as we did for the top. Just a little bit of glue scribbled over, and I want it to be the same. So because it was all one strip, I just want it to be the same pattern going the same way. So there we are. Okay. And let me get my eraser, see if that's dry enough to take that off yet. Oop, I'm going to have a little bit of black, what do you call the little pieces that come off an eraser? I don't know. Little pieces of rubber. There we go. Let's get rid of those. Okay. So let's do our stamping next, and then I'll show you how to attach all of this. I'm using just the little beehive shape here, and I've got my crushed curry ink and just a little scrap of card. You can see I've already been making things for this card. Ooh, my hands are not working well today. Okay, and then I want to make sure that I've got plenty of ink on. So I'm going to tap it a few times just to make sure it's fully saturated. And then I'm just going to hold it down for a second or two because I want all of that ink to transfer. And I'm using the thicker Whisper White for this. You could use the thinner white, but I wanted to use the thicker just to give it a little bit more stability. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and then I'm using the little die cut to cut that out. If you don't have the dies that go with this set, it's such an easy one to cut out by hand. So I did already go ahead and cut that out. And now I'm going to show you how to attach these two pieces. So I'm going to, let's put my paper straight. I'm going to line up this piece across the very bottom. Okay, and I'm just going to put that eraser on there so it doesn't move. And this little hive, I'm going to attach top and bottom with my liquid glue so that it holds the pieces together. Okay, so I know I only need a little, come on out glue, a little row of glue there and a little row across the top. Okay, I want to make sure I've got all my pieces on straight. And I'm not putting it right at the edge, I'm just going to put it down a little bit so that the top and the bottom is on the DSP. And that way, because I only put a little tiny bit of glue on, I know that it's going to reach the top and the bottom without missing it, or without getting it too sticky. Okay, so now you can see that the top and bottom are held together by that one little piece, and it will work just like a window acetate card. Okay, now while that's still drying, I'm going to attach my Whisper White piece on the inside. Oh, I think this glue might be nearly empty. Just pop the lid on. Stand it there upside down till I need it again. Okay, so this just fits in there, and with that nice little border all the way around. And if you wanted to put another little piece of this DSP inside, let me just find a piece. You could easily put a piece across the bottom here, and it wouldn't be seen. So we could easily do that. Let's cut it to the right length. And it is only a little off cut. So I'm going to cut it to 5 1/4. And then I'm just going to use my snail instead to attach it. There we go. And that will just keep the theme going on the inside. And you won't be able to see it because this little strip covers it over. But once you open it, then you can see it. Okay, just let me find my bone folder. I'm just going to squash that down a little bit. There we go. Now, next of all, I want to do a little sentiment over here and make another little bee to go on it. And I'm using the tiny little bee, and I actually want to stamp it in there. So I've got my stamp already attached to my clear block, and I'm just using the Memento ink. And I just want him to go sort of right in the middle here. There we are. Oh, I'm going to need that again, because I'm going to put this little sentiment on as well. This little hello. The thinking of you, sweet friend, if I hadn't put the bee there, that also fits really nicely in that space. But I just want to say hello. So I'm just going to ink that up. Now these little stamps, I sometimes have trouble with checking whether they're in a straight line or anything. So I'm just going to try and stand up and see. And if it's not in a perfect straight line, I'm not going to worry too much. But actually, it came out quite nicely. Okay, right. Just moving those little pieces. I think it's little pieces from when I erased the glue. There we go. Okay, so last of all, what I did was I stamped more of the little bees and used the smaller die just to cut a few out. So here they are. And then I don't have a crushed curry blend pen or a Stampin' Right marker. So I'm going to use the light Mango Melody, because I think that looks near enough for the yellow for the bee. And I don't think anybody will look at it and say, oh, that's not quite the right yellow. I think it'd be okay. And I'm going to colour this one as well. Okay. And then I'm going to pop a couple of these little bees just on the front. I'm not quite sure where yet. I might just pop them like that. I don't want them all to be sort of in a, you know, in a pattern or all together. I'm just going to pop them on like that, and I'm going to put them on with a dimensional each, just to give it a little bit more, more sort of height, and so that it doesn't all look the same level. Put this one on here. And that's it. That is quite a simple little card to make. You don't need too much in the way of extra tools or extra embellishments. Everything is either stamped or just paper. We haven't used the acetate window card, so no, you don't have to have that. If you don't have any in stock, it doesn't matter. But it makes a really sweet little stand-up card. And it's quite strong. This, because we used that thicker Whisper White card, it means that these two pieces are held together really nicely. So you could make it go this way too. You know, put your little beehive here and your bees up there. That would still hold together really nice. So I hope you give that a go. It is a quick and easy little project, and one that you could use lots of different stamp sets for. I think it'd be really nice if you used the boat from the Come Sail Away set, and you had just the boat here and your sentiment and maybe the little birds, or you could use the lighthouse and then have the same kind of paper idea from the paper that matches the Come Sail Away suite. You could make it with the little dinosaurs if you wanted a card for a child, or with flowers, and it doesn't matter if you don't have the dies. For the flowers, they're easy to cut out. You could just put one of the magnolias here with a little bit of the magnolia paper. So I do hope you give that a try. Thanks for watching me, everybody, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye bye.